What is up, GSC Invitational here? I'm Cherry Bong, and I am injured in my lower calf, so I'm trying to heal off with hot water in a bathtub while I commentate on the earningest tournament when it comes to Generation 2, the highest paying. Who will make it to the top 3 and earn themselves a monetary prize? Fuck it, I'm not editing that out. And here we got Real FV13 on the bottom. One of the strongest players when it comes to GSC underuse, so he is definitely no slouch in this tier, and he's making a statement. He already placed very highly, and you know this from the fact that he was in the top 16 of all the circuit tournaments. He was in the circuit championship. I don't know how he placed among that 16-man tour, but he will be facing the man to bring home the most prestigious title in all of online Pokemon, Rubyblood, the champion of SPL this year. And wow, did he make a statement against Jester. It was the perfect counter pick. And Jester stuck to his guns. But we're going to see how he fares in this round, which is round 3. They're both on the loser's bracket. All right. We got ourselves Lax versus Zapdos lead, David versus Goliath. As Real FV13 is going to set up. And yes, I'm not kidding. I am actually in a bathtub right now. Rubyblood only managing to land one Thunder. He's going to go straight to a normal resist here. It's better to keep Zapdos awake than to rest in that circumstance. But oh my. Snorlax with Curse and Lovely Kiss. Does he have Earthquake? Only one way to find out. Rubyblood goes to Cloyster. He's going to have to choose between booming or spiking. Of course, he could survive. Yeah, that is in Rubyblood's favor. But imagine a crit. That would have sucked. Cloyster's not going to be able to do much else. He's going to boom here. It was not a desperate move. It was just probably the best move for Rubyblood to do, and Real FV capitalizing, showing to have two very solid and synergetic normal resists with Steelix, whereas Rubyblood has so far revealed to have a double electric. Nidoking, is it Thief? Nope. Ice Beam? There it is. It looks like the Nido is going to take that damage. And it's always interesting to see the patented avatar. Only 2 players use that Thief avatar. Well, actually, I can name at least one more, but Conflict and also Elo Bandit, now that I think about it. We got Lax coming in on that Nido. We haven't seen if it's Lovely Kiss, but Cloyster's going to come in here with that double from Rubyblood. He manages to dissuade Spikes for at least another turn. But with this matchup, double ground versus double elect. Ooh, okay. Rubyblood is managing to gain some momentum. And the Spikes are going to stay, and he does have something to account for the double ground. Exeggutor. It's a shame grass type isn't more predominant in this tier. It's the only good grass type. Then there's the average grass type in Meganium and the mediocre Venusaur, which never sees play. Cloyster. It probably sees play in like one tournament. There's a lot of back and forth here. Rubyblood could add some pressure, but I think it's in his best interest to go to Eggy. Does not mind it getting boomed on. That would further aid Rubyblood in his goal. Instead, Real FV is going to set up And we can only assume this Eggy might have something along the lines of 3 attacks. And there is the third of 2 revealed attacks. And you'd be asking, what the hell is Cherry smoking right now? It's shame. Zapdos. Okay, I'll explain just a second. So Eggy, when it runs 3 attacks, it typically runs Giga Drain and HP Fire, and those 2 moves compete with each other. But since we already saw Lovely Kiss Snorlax, which synergizes well with electric resists, namely Raikou and other ground types, then there's a lot of space for Eggy to put in another attack there. All right. Some Steelix action. I don't think Real FV13 wants to boom here, so we're going to see how he's going to play this out, if he'll make some fantastic double or not, but judging by Rubyblood's team, he's managing to keep so much momentum, all thanks to Raikou, but also Eggy, and completely shutting off any entry point for Cloyster. I mean, he could have brought it in there, but then a double, which Rubyblood constantly seems to be doing, would just put Real FV13 in a bad spot. So, Raikou, Rubyblood switching it up, going for some offense and putting Lax in a pretty dire situation. And it even full paras, so it is threatened by Rubyblood's Lax. Not quite necessarily dead, and yes, now it is absolutely dead. No spin, and Lax is not coming back from that. But, at the very least, Real FV13 can now set his spikes. All right. Now in this position, Raikou's looking ominous. So is Eggy. There's the Lax sacrifice. It had less than 12.5 HP, 12.5%. Real FV is going to boom. That means should Golem wake up, it could spin. What happens is FV, it doesn't look like it's going to happen though, because FV's remaining Mons don't look like favorable entry points for Golem, except a Thunder here, which he misses. Rubyblood is in a very dominating spot. I believe the Lix is awake, so Rubyblood just gets an early win. All right, that was quite quick, not gonna lie. All right, we're gonna move on to game 2 then. That way I can finish my bath. For consistency's sake, Real FV is gonna be on the bottom. Remember, folks, that you can donate, and he's gonna decide to lead off with Eggy, Thief Eggy, I might add, versus Reflect Zapdos with T-Wave, and stays in on Eggy, and actually manages to get away with it, paralyzing the Eggy. It looks like Rubyblood might have a Marowak in the back or some strong physical attacker. There is Flamethrower from T-Tar behind a Reflect, and he stays in too. Not my day, says Real FV13, as his Cloyster gets crit. Shit, man. This is crazy. And Cloyster setting up those spikes. Looking like Rubyblood is just the counter pick king. Honestly, I don't know how many other games he won in SPL. And we see a rapid spin. Real FV coming in with Gengar, blocking that spin. I don't know if that's what he predicted there. But judging by my first assessment, oh, and there's a freeze from Gengar. What are the odds of that? Gengar freezing something on the first turn? I've never seen that before. Miltank, okay. This is fancy. Some fancy shit. This is like, I don't care about Gengar. That's what he's saying right now. Just checking pretty much every lax that isn't drum lax in Lovely Kiss. Gonna heal here. Real FV. All that glory of the first turn Ice Punch is for nothing, it would appear. Unless, of course... Yeah, no. I wouldn't have guessed. Third time's a charm? Guess not. It looks like this Gengar might be trapped. Might it? Gonna stay in. It is a Pursuit Tar. It looks like both of these mons are gonna go down. No way. That was good. That was a very, very nice play. Rock Slide, Suit, Flamethrower, Roar, and clicks Roar on the Destiny Bond with the negative priority, phasing out the Gengar. The Gengar is no longer a very strong switch, and it still has its place. But damn, that was a good prediction. This is the kind of GSC that you want to GSC. Ah, fuck. I think I got the cue wrong. In any case, I could have made that punchline way better. Delivered it better. Miltank. Gonna use Body Slam. If you hear an echoey sound, that's because I'm in a bathtub, folks. The water is getting cold, but this battle is heating up. Eggy. Eggy coming in while T-Tar will come in on a predicted Psychic, trapping not just the Gengar, but also this Exeggutor. Is it going to full para? No, it manages to put T-Tar to sleep. This is there's suddenly a nice shift in momentum there. Although with the Exeggutor paralyzed and either very ground weak Pokemon or very slow Pokemon, I can only imagine that whatever is in the back is a very strong physical sweeper like Quagsire or Marowak. One turn to set up and the rest to just sweep the team. Steelix not really known for its longevity. Eggy. Oh my. And Rubyblood just picking up KOs here. Gengar gets to come in, of course. What will Rubyblood do? He does decide to go to Lax. Of all things, the biggest win con in the game, the queen of GSC. For all intents and purposes, he decides that he will stay in and challenges this Gengar. He says, I don't care if you're mean look. I'm going to set up on you. And uses Curse and Earthquake and takes out the Gar. Of course, FV could have clicked Destiny Bond any turn there, but why? Only to waste the very few PP it had left. It was only 8 PP. Steelix booming on the Zapdos, but FV is running out of options. Cloyster, we know it's Rapid Spin, therefore it cannot explode. This might be an opportunity for FV. Rubyblood gonna permanently spin away those spikes. Real FV opting for damage. Maybe it's only an Earthquake Double-Edge Lax. We don't really know. It might not have Curse to set up and sweep. In any case, Miltank can most certainly handle the likes of all Lax besides like 1 or 2, which this one appears not to be. For reasons I don't think need explaining. Growl. Yeah, that's right. The Route 1 move. The move that all casuals seem to want to forget even exists in this game is keeping the most dominant Mon in the game at bay. Milk Drink. Of course, you did see at one point that the Snorlax got a critical hits. Ignore status drops, or stat drops rather. So, what Real FV13 needs right now is a miracle. Rubyblood stacking those growls. That's one intimidating cow. I bet her milkshakes don't bring any of the boys to the yard. Oh my, that's one crit. What FV needs now is another for a guaranteed kill. But would it even be enough? It doesn't happen, so we don't have to conjecture that. Miltank, I wish I had closed the window, but I'd make a whole mess right now. You can hear the noise outside. The tension grows. While half of me is dry. At this point, it doesn't look like Real FV13 has a snowball's chance in July of making it out of this. Sleep talk it is, making this team just a little more reliable to special attackers versus special attackers. Something happened while I turned around to scratch my nose. Lax is setting up. We might not even have to come to Marowak. I need to rephrase that. But I will not. This Lax gives no fucks. While the other one seems to give all the fucks in the world, Real FV13 decides to forfeit the game. The chances were, well, they were pretty slim. But I figured I would cover a game between these two players, which are very potent, and I don't think I covered a single game of either of them before on this channel or in this tournament series. So, I hope that you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for the next shower or bathtub madness.